Dear students, today I will be discussing in continuation with NC and CNC machines. Today we shall have a discussion about NC motion control systems, interpolation methods and numerical control interpolation methods for continuous path control. So these are the three important concepts which we are discussing in detail with the sketches. So before I proceed with today's session, just I wanted to make you recollect the previous session. In the previous session we have discussed and we have already started with the NC basic fundamentals of NC technology, the brief history of discoveries and inventions of the NC machines, and the different parts of an NC system, starting from programming instructions, MCU and machine process equipment, and how is the flow diagram, and also about the NC coordinate axis system. So based on the type of job to be produced, we have to consider the coordinate axis like X, Y and Z, and this is the total function of an expert programmer who decides, and he should have a complete knowledge about the NC machine tool before he proceed with the decision making in connection with the origin of that particular coordinate system, depending upon the type of job to be produced. So in the today's session we are going to discuss, first we shall start with the meaning of a control system. So as we have discussed in the previous session, that we require to design different NC machines based on the type of job to be produced. That is what we are going to discuss in detail. Let us define what is the meaning of a control system. Motion control system. It is a control system in which the actions of both the work table or the workpieces and the cutting tools are controlled relative to each other to carry out the machining process. The main intention of the NC motion control system is to provide the relative motion between the cutting tool and the work table. That means if at all we want to carry out any type of machining process, if there is no synchronization, if there is no proper movement between the two devices or the two important elements which are used like cutting tool and the work table, then it is very difficult to carry out the machining process. It may be a turning operation, it may be a drilling operation, it may be a milling operation. The type of operation is not important here. We are defining what should be the function of a NC motion control system, how the control system controls the motion of either the workpiece or the cutting tool or the relative motion between them. So that we are discussing today. Types of motion control systems. So in that NC motion control systems, there are basically three types based on the type of operation being carried out on a given workpiece. Okay, the first one is point-to-point system. The first type of motion control system is called as a point-to-point system, and the second one is straight cut system, and the third one is contouring or continuous path system. So now we are discussing in detail about the point-to-point system. So if you are going to see to the right side, you are going to have a graph of XY axis, okay, and you are going to see one workpiece which is held firmly on a work table of an NC machine, and also you are going to see the starting point very clearly there. So the programmer has to decide what should be his starting point, and also you are going to see the path of the cutting tool starting from the starting point to different locations, and also you are going to see clearly how is the tool path there and what type of operation is performed at each point location. That is what we are going to see very clearly on the screen now. So let us describe what is the meaning of point-to-point system. It is also called as a positioning control system because we require to position the cutting tool at the required point to drill a hole here. Moves the work table to a programmed location without regard for the path taken to get to the location. So we are not worried because basically we are going to start from the starting point, then we are going to different locations where the hole has to be drilled, and we are not bothered about the controlling. Our aim is to make the cutting tool to move to that point, starting from the starting point itself as designed by the programmer. Once the tool moves has been completed, some processing action is accomplished by the work head at the location. Once the tool has moved, there is some slightly mistake is there in the second point. Once the tool has moved, some processing action is accomplished by the work head at the location, such as drilling or punching a hole. So once the tool is made to move from the starting point to 3 different holes on a workpiece, the drilling operation has to be carried out. Thus, the program consists of a series of point locations at which the operations are performed, as depicted in many NC point-to-point systems contain a more complex MCU. So the most important point to be noticed here is the machine control unit should be designed in such a way that it should be able to provide this facility of giving the motion control commands for the cutting tool to perform the operations. So in these servos, positioning commands evaluated simultaneously so that vector motion in 2 axes is possible. So why the vector motion? We have to decide the coordinate values of x and y, as you are going to see on the graph, how much x distance and how much y distance the tool has to move for the first hole and for the second hole and for the third hole. So according to that, we have to write the program of instructions and make the cutting tool to move from one point to the next point. However, this vector motion is limited to a 1-to-1 pulse output. Therefore, only 45 degrees vectors may be traced as shown in figure. That means generally we can go for a 45 degrees inclination for the cutting. So what you need to understand here is point-to-point system is nothing but making the work table or the cutting tool to go to the required position, and we are not bothered about the path taken, but we have to decide the starting point, then the operation has to be carried out. So to give again still more clear clarification for you, point-to-point control systems cause the tool to move to a point on the part and execute an operation at that point only. At that point only, as you are going to see clearly there, point-to-point drilling and boring operation is being carried out, and the workpiece is located, flat workpiece is located on NC machine tool. The tool is not in continuous contact with the part while it is moving. See, the tool is not in contact with the workpiece continuously. So it has to drill at a particular point, then it has to come out, retract, it has to come out, then it has to go to the next point. So where it is used, drilling, reaming, punching, boring and tapping are the examples of point-to-point operations. Remember this point, very, very important. Drilling, boring and all these operations like drilling operation, reaming operation, punching operation, boring and tapping. Tapping is nothing but the production of internal threads. So all these operations are carried out by a control system which provides the point-to-point tool movements. Okay, so these are the important examples which you need to understand about the point-to-point system. So let us go to the next one, that is straight cut system. So straight cut system means what? The tool is made to move in a straight path only. Here it is not possible to give the motions in 2 axes. In the previous case means in the point-to-point system, if at all I want to drill hole at different points on a workpiece, then I can take the coordinate values of x and y both. But here only one axis has to be considered at a time, as you are going to see very clearly on a screen. Here also you are going to have a starting point, then the movement of the cutting tool being traced along a straight line. Okay, so this system is capable of moving the cutting tool parallel to one of the major axes at a controlled rate for machining. This is very, very important. So the tool is made to move at a controlled rate from one point, from the starting point to the particular point where the workpiece has to be machined. It is not possible to combine movements in more than a single axis. That means at a stretch, only one axis movement is going to take place. That is why if we start from the starting point, the cutter is made to move always straight here, not in an angular position. Try to understand. It is moving from the starting point, it is moving towards vertical line, then again it is moving in a horizontal line. It is not having a combined motion as in the case of a point to point system. So that is why the name has come as a straight cut system. So at a time it is made to move in a single axis. Try to understand, in a straight cut system, single axis direction can be achieved. Angular cuts are not possible. The same one, it is not possible to go for an angular cutting operation. That means the cutting of the curves is not possible. Okay, or the cutting of workpiece at a certain angle is also not possible in this case. Like that, the control system is being designed. So now the next one, or before that, we shall have an applications where it is used. Again, as you are going to see very clearly, let us have a understanding NC motion control system. In that, you are going to see the straight line system applications. Tool feed is controlled in such systems. As you are going to see, the feed is given to the cutting tool. Tool moves in a straight line during machining operations. See how the tool is moving? The tool is moving in a straight line. That means it is moving in a single axis. Application, milling of slots, grooves, turning, in all these things we can go for the where the movement is in a straight line only. Can also perform point to point movement. Only straight line cuts parallel to the axis can be programmed, because your feeding rate is exactly straight parallel to one of the axis of the workpiece. Angular cuts are not possible with such a system. Tool motion along both the axes is controlled simultaneously. It is possible to control both but separately. That is very important here. Now in case of a straight cut system, if you are going to see to the right hand side, straight cut system are capable of moving cutting tool parallel to one of the major axis at a controlled rate suitable for machining. So any one of the major axis, it is made to move at a time, where you are going to see very clearly it is appropriate for performing milling operations to fabricate workpieces of rectangular configurations. Straight cut NC systems can also perform PTP operations. So why PTP operations? Because without giving the movement in both X and Y directions at a time, I can give X separate and Y separate and make the cutting tool to come to that point. So that is why sometimes this straight cut system can also be applicable for the point to point system. So let us have an understanding about the third type of motion control system. It is called as a continuous path. So as you are going to see very clearly here, there is also again a starting point, and also you are going to have a graph of X and Y axis, and also you are going to see how the tool is made to move to cut a curved surface on a given workpiece. So whenever we want to see that the curved surface is to be cut, then we require to specify so many things, because it is not like a regular point to point or a straight cut system. So that is why it is necessary that the motion control systems becomes more and more complex. The contouring facility enables an NC machine to follow any path at any prescribed feed rate. So whatever the feed rate is there, so according to that, there is a movement of the cutting tool. The contouring control system, also called continuous path, both have got same meaning. Contouring or continuous path system manages the simultaneous motion of the cutting tool in 2, 3 or 4 or even 5 axes. This is very an interesting option here. So it is going to combine all the axes here, unlike point to point and your straight cut system. It requires to combine all the axes at a time. It has to synchronize and see that a curved path is being produced correctly by interpolating the proper path between the prescribed points. That is very, very important. Whatever the points prescribed means what? How is the program is being defined, or the program is being written. According to that, there should be a movement of the cutter or the cutting tool. In this case, the tool performs the process while the work table is moving. So as you are going to see on the screen, the tool performs the process while the work table is moving. There is a movement of the work table. At the same time, there is a operation being carried out by the tool, thus enabling the system to generate angular surfaces, two-dimensional curves or three-dimensional contours in the work part. So as you are going to see here, how this is the workpiece part which is being cut, and at the right side you are going to see how the curve is being created. This control mode is required in many milling and turning operations. We may require it. A simple two-dimensional profile milling. This is a simple two-dimensional, means X and Y. We have shown how the milling operation is being carried out by using a milling cutter. So that means in continuous or contouring system, we require to control the movement in more than two axes. That is very, very important whenever I want to cut any type of a curved workpiece. So let us go into the applications part of this contouring NC systems. In contouring or continuous path operations, the tool is cutting while the axis of motion are moving. The tool actually cuts the material in the required path only. At the same time, the work table is made to move. The axis can be moved simultaneously at different velocities. So at different velocities, as per the programming instructions only, the movement of the work table can take place. The path of the cutter is continuously controlled to generate the desired geometry of the workpiece. This is very, very important. We require to control the cutter in 2 or 3 axes at a time. It may be X, Y and Z generally, which we are going to consider. All these 3 axes are controlled by the control unit or by the interpolator unit of an MCU to see that a desired geometry of the workpiece or a desired curve is generated on a surface of a workpiece. So you are going to see here in the left side 2 axis contour milling, and in the right side you are going to see the 3 axis contour milling. Let us go to the next one, that is what is the meaning of an interpolation. So just I have told about that, just I have informed. So interpolation is a method where we are going to define 2 different points so as to make the cutting tool to move perfectly in the desired path. So this design is already present in the machine control unit, and the main part of that unit we call it as an interpolator. It is basically an electronic device that does the operation which is present within the MCU as per the applications of an NC machines. So let us understand clearly about it. Interpolation is necessary for any type of programming which consists of generating the data points between the given coordinate axis positions. So whenever we want to cut any type of surface or a workpiece, we require to decide the points, which is the starting point, which is the end point. So such a system we also call it as what? Interpolation method. It's also called as a interpolation method. The interpolator is either an electronic hardware device for an NC system or a software program for a CNC system. If you consider a CNC system, it is a software program, and for a NC system, it is basically an electronic hardware device, okay, which is present in the MCU to decide about the process to be carried out. One of the important aspects of contouring is interpolation. So in case of contouring, it is necessary to control, okay, more than 2 axes at a time. Is very, very important. The paths that a contouring type NC system is required to generate often consists of circular arcs and other smooth non-linear shapes. So now we require to understand here, whenever we want to cut a curved workpiece surface or any curved shape on a workpiece, then we require to generate it in a proper way. Okay, so that is what we are discussing now. Some of these shapes can be defined mathematically by relatively simple geometric formulas, whereas others cannot be mathematically defined except by approximation. See, it is necessary to first evaluate, we have to calculate mathematically using certain equations, certain formulas, how to make this cutting tool to move, okay, so as to generate the particular profile on a given workpiece. In any case, a fundamental problem in generating these shapes using NC equipment is that they are continuous, whereas NC is digital. To cut along a circular path, if at all we want to cut along a circular path, the circle must be divided into a series of straight line segments. It's not series, it is a series, S-E-R-I-E-S. Make a correction in that, into a series of straight line segments that approximate the circular path. Whenever we want to, suppose if at all I want to cut a circular shape on a workpiece, okay, by using the continuous contouring method, then I have to decide about, I have to see that each and every circumference of that circle is divided into very, very small straight line segments. So that means though we want to cut a circular hole on a workpiece, we require to divide the circumference of that circle into a very small line segments, okay, fractions of millimeters. The tool is commanded to machine each line segment in succession so that the machined surface closely matches the desired shape. So that means each and every a bit of a circumference is divided into very small straight lines where the controlling action is achieved, okay, by considering both more than two axes to generate that particular circular shape. The maximum error between the desired surface and the actual machined surface can be controlled by the lengths of the individual line segments, okay. So now we require to understand here that we have to cut the circular arcs into very small line segments, fractions of millimeters, and the controlling action has to be carried out, okay. So now what are the different interpolation methods which are used for continuous path? We want to actually generate the continuous path only, but in continuous path also we require to have the methods used. What methods are used means what methods are adopted so that it is possible to generate the continuous path or a contouring system of shapes production on a given workpiece. So there are 5 important types of interpolation methods. So in that, the first one is linear interpolation method, second one is circular interpolation, third one is helical interpolation, fourth one is parabolic interpolation, and the fifth one is cubic interpolation. So now let us go to the next slide. That is, we are discussing one by one in brief. So now I want to, it's called, the word has come as a linear interpolation. In actual reality, we are interested to cut this curve. As you are going to see the red line, that is linearized original contour, which you are going to see on the screen. It is called as an original contour or original path. It is a basic method used when a straight line path is to be generated in continuous path. So what we do, we are going to take the starting point, end point for in the form of a line segment to produce this curve. The programmer specifies the start and end point of a straight line and also the feed rate of the tool or the cutter. What should be the feed rate he is going to decide, and what should be the starting and end point. So these are written in a program itself. So according to that, there is the generation of the curve, but the system used is called as a linear interpolation because here we are going to take the help of the linearity of the points. 2-axis or 3-axis system is used. In this case also I can go for the 2-axis or 3-axis. The interpolator computes the specified feed rates to generate the straight line path. In order to generate the straight line path, we require to consider a specified feed rates. Practical applications include machining of straight and flat workpieces. Actually, machining of the straight and flat surfaces, workpiece surfaces, can be carried out by the linear interpolation method. So the next one coming up is, as you are going to see here, it is called as a circular interpolation. So in a circular interpolation means it is nothing but a production of the curves or a production of any circular arcs on a given workpiece. So how it works in NC machines that we are describing now. This method permits the operations to generate the circular arcs on the surfaces. Whenever I want to generate the circular arcs on the surfaces, then I require to define so many things here. It is specified by the coordinates of point 1, 2. So that means, as you are going to see clearly on the right hand side, the point 1 is also there, point 2 is there. You are going to see clearly the radius R, and also you are going to see center C of that arc, and also the direction of that arc. It is moving in a clockwise direction. So we require to consider what is the starting point 1 coordinate values, and what is the end point of that arc, that is point 2, and what is the direction, what is the radius of the arc, and which is considered the center point. All these are defined well by the programmer in his programming instructions. It is specified by the coordinates of the point 1, 2, and either center C or the radius R of the arc. Also, the direction of the cutter along the arc is also specified. The path is generated by the interpolator by cutting the curve into small straight line segments. Just I have told here, each and every arc or a circular path is cut in a very, very small segments, fractions of millimeters, and the interpolator calculates the feed rate to generate the actual arc or a curve which we are going to see on the screen. The cutter is directed to move along each line segment, very, very small line segments. That is why the word we are going to use line segment. A very small straight line itself is cut into very fractions of millimeters, like that it is. One by one, thereby generating a smooth circular path. That is how the generation of the smooth circular path is going to be cut on a given workpiece. Examples include milling and turning. Okay. In milling and turning, there is a continuous generation of controlling of the cutting tool in more than 2 axes. Let us go to the next type of information, that is helical interpolation. So this particular technique, suppose if at all I want to generate the internal threads, because in internal threads formation by using NC, I require to coordinate the major 3 axes which you are going to see on the right hand side. Okay, suppose if at all I want to cut an internal thread cutting or tapping operation on a given workpiece, then how this generation, how it is formed on a given workpiece, and what type of interpolation we call, that we are describing now here. This method is a combination of the circular interpolation and linear. If you are going to observe here, we require to see, you are also going to see the start point. If I am going to start from the start point, I am going to rotate in a clockwise direction. Then when I am going to consider clockwise direction, automatically I am moving in a X. And when I am going to consider the anti-clockwise, then I am going to come. Suppose if I take 180 degrees, then it is X axis value. Then again, when I am going to consider 270 degrees, it is Y axis. Then when I am going to complete, again it is X axis 360 degrees. But when I move upwards, it is Z axis. That is called as a pitch, as you are going to see very clearly. You see the formation of the curves inside curves. That means we require to control here X axis, Y axis, and Z axis. So that is why it is a combination of the straight and circular, linear and circular interpolation. This permits for the cutter to generate the helical path in 3-dimensional space. That means it is possible to, if at all these axes are controlled by the interpolator as per the programming instructions, then it is possible to generate such a helical type of cutting operation. Applications include machining of large internal threads, either straight or tapered. That is what I am telling you here. The major application based on the type of job to be produced. So helical interpolation is basically used for machining of large internal threads. It may be a straight or tapered. That depends what type of operation we need to be carried out on a given workpiece. So let us go to the last one, that is called as a, last but one, parabolic interpolation. So all of you already learned. So parabolic is one of the paths that is generated in case of an engineering curves when you are going to study in engineering graphic subjects. The same one here. Parabolic interpolation uses 3 non-collinear points. So here you are going to see P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7, which have been designated as a part of a parabolic. Parabolic interpolation uses 3 non-collinear points to approximate free-form curves. It can be used to cut either planar or spatial curves. It is primarily used in mold and die making, where free-form designs are preferred over precisely defined shapes. So whenever, especially in the molding, we require to use, and die making, we require to generate such a path. Here also we require to go for what? A complexed interpolator or complexed MCU is required, and it is having certain only for specific applications it can be used. Okay, the next one is called as a cubic interpolation. It is of the third order and can be used to generate complex tool path. See, it is just not similar to what we have discussed like your linear, circular and helical. It is a very complex one because whatever the shapes that are required in case of automobile sheet metal dies, okay, with a relatively small number of programmed points. It is very complex and require considerable computing power and a large memory. That means it requires to calculate so many formulas, so many equations, so that it is possible to see that all the 3 axes are controlled in a proper way to generate the specified type of a workpiece, okay, to be generated. So that is why it is having a very sophisticated application. Okay, so now these are the different interpolation methods, okay, by which different workpieces can be generated or produced by your NC machines. So now we are going to discuss what questions you are supposed to prepare now for the write in your notebook. Recall the NC interpolation methods for continuous path control. So you have to write what we have discussed, like linear interpolation, continuous path, helical. These are the interpolation methods for continuous path control. Similarly, explain about the interpolation methods. You require to explain all these things like your linear interpolation, circular interpolation, helical, etc. Compare between point-to-point versus continuous path control system. We have discussed in detail about point-to-point system, continuous path control system. Just study them and write in a notebook. Compare between linear and circular interpolation methods. The same one which you already discussed in your interpolation methods itself. So you require to study as a frequently asked questions from the question bank which has been given in your DTE syllabus itself. So you require to prepare all this along with the other whatever information is given in this particular presentation. And apart from that, you require to see the video which will be attached with this. Okay, then you are supposed to write the assessment questions in each and every session. Okay, so with this I am going to finish the today's session.
पहले मैं लेके आऊँ point-to-point system. Point-to-point systems are those that move the tool or workpiece from one point to another and the tool perform the required task. तो इसमें क्या होता है, मैं एक पॉइंट से लिख के मेरे को यहाँ पे कोई ऑपरेशन करना है तो मैं ये ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म करूंगा, फिर जाऊंगा दूसरे पॉइंट पे, उस पे भी वही ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म करूंगा. ठीक है, तो ये अपना पॉइंट टू पॉइंट सिस्टम है जो कि एक पॉइंट से दूसरे पॉइंट के ऊपर काम करता है. ऐसे नंबर ऑफ पॉइंट है उसके हिसाब से वो काम करता है. ठीक है, द अपॉन कंप्लीशन ऑफ द टूल मूव्स द नेक्स्ट पोजीशन एंड द साइकिल इज रिपीटेड. द सिंपलेस्ट एग्जांपल फॉर दिस टाइप सिस्टम्स इज अ ड्रिलिंग मशीन्स वेयर द वर्कपीस मूव्स. तो इसमें जो सिंपलेस्ट एग्जांपल है पॉइंट टू पॉइंट सिस्टम का जो कि है ड्रिलिंग ऑपरेशंस. तो मेरे को ड्रिलिंग ऑपरेशन करना है नंबर ऑफ पॉइंट्स पे. फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ पे जो मैंने बताया कि यहाँ पे 4 पॉइंट है, यहाँ पे मेरे को 4 टाइप 4 पॉइंट पे ड्रिलिंग ऑपरेशन करना है। तो इसके लिए मैं पॉइंट टू पॉइंट सिस्टम चूज करूंगा। तो मेरे को क्या करना है, सिमिलर टास्क परफॉर्म करना है, सिर्फ मेरे को पॉइंट ही सिलेक्ट करना है। ठीक है, तो मैं फर्स्ट पॉइंट करूंगा, यहाँ पे मेरे को ड्रिलिंग करना है, फिर मैं लेके जाऊंगा सेकंड पोजीशन पे, उस पे भी वही ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म करूंगा, थर्ड पे एंड फोर्थ पे। तो सिमिलर ऑपरेशन मेरे को परफॉर्म करना है ड्रिलिंग के। तो मैं जस्ट पॉइंट सिलेक्ट करूंगा और वो एज अ साइकिल के फॉर्म में वो ऑपरेशन हो जाएंगे। ठीक है, वो साइकिल के फॉर्म में ऑपरेशन हो जाएंगे। जैसे कि मैंने एग्जीक्यूट कर, इसको सेव करें साइकिल 1 के बारे में। ठीक है, साइकिल 1 पॉइंट सेव कर दिया, तो मैं साइकिल 1 पॉइंट एग्जीक्यूट करूंगा तो अपने आप ये 4 पॉइंट हो जाएंगे, परफॉर्म हो जाएंगे, क्योंकि मैंने पॉइंट जो है वो सिलेक्ट किया है 1 2 3 4। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट पॉइंट समझाता हूँ मैं, विच इज अ स्ट्रेट कट सिस्टम्स आर कैपेबल ऑफ मूविंग द कटिंग टूल पैरेलल टू द वन ऑफ द मेजर एक्सिस एट अ कंट्रोल रेट सुटेबल फॉर अ मशीनिंग। जो स्ट्रेट कट सिस्टम है वो एक एक्सिस को पैरेलल रहती है, एक मेजर एक्सिस को पैरेलल रहती है विद द कंट्रोल रेट ऑफ सुटेबल मशीनिंग। जो मशीनिंग है वो भी कंट्रोल में रहती है फॉर अ स्ट्रेट कट सिस्टम्स। इट इज एप्रोप्रिएट फॉर परफॉर्मिंग अ मिलिंग ऑपरेशंस टू द फैब्रिकेटेड वर्कपीस ऑफ अ रेक्टेंगुलर कॉन्फ़िगरेशंस। जो स्ट्रेट कट सिस्टम्स है वो एकदम एप्रोप्रिएट है मिलिंग ऑपरेशन के लिए फॉर अ रेक्टेंगुलर कॉन्फ़िगरेशंस। जो रेक्टेंगुलर कॉन्फ़िगरेशन के जो ऑब्जेक्ट है उसको फैब्रिकेट करने के लिए। ठीक है, जो स्ट्रेट कट सिस्टम्स है आर आल्सो परफॉर्म पॉइंट टू पॉइंट ऑपरेशंस। जो पॉइंट टू पॉइंट ऑपरेशंस है, पॉइंट टू पॉइंट सिस्टम जो मैंने लास्टली बताया वो भी स्ट्रेट कट सिस्टम में पॉसिबल है। ठीक है, अभी नेक्स्ट सिस्टम देखते हैं विच इज अ कंटिन्यूअस पाथ सिस्टम्स। ठीक है, जो थर्ड है अपना कंटिन्यूअस पाथ सिस्टम्स। दिस सिस्टम्स प्रोवाइड अ कंटिन्यूअस पाथ सच दैट द टूल कैन परफॉर्म व्हाइल एक्सिस आर मूविंग, enabling systems to generate the angular surface, two-dimensional curves and three-dimensional contours in point-to-point continuous path systems। इसके जैसे कि नाम से ही लग रहा है कि पाथ जो है अपना कंटिन्यूस रहेगा, तो वही है इसमें। जो ये अपना टूल है, ये अपना मेरे को ये पोजीशन में कट करना है, तो इसमें क्या होगा, एक्सिस मूव होंगी, बस एक्सिस मूव होंगी एंड टूल जो है वो अपना मूवमेंट है वही पे टूल वही अपने मूवमेंट करते रहेगा। जैसे कि यहाँ पे बताया है टूल कैन परफॉर्म व्हाइल एक्सिस है मूविंग। टूल जो है ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म करेगा, एक्सिस जो है वो मूवमेंट होगी। तो इसमें क्या होता है, जो कर्व्स वाला स्ट्रक्चर्स है उसमें भी पॉसिबल है मशीनिंग करना फॉर कंटिन्यूस पाथ सिस्टम्स। तो थैंक यू फॉर watching my video. Please like and subscribe.